Hi, everybody, and welcome to the show. It is Wednesday, August 13th, and this is Open Mic. Our emphasis this week, college athletics. College football. Is Texas the team to beat in the SEC? We'll talk college recruiting and commitments. You're going to hear from a young athlete with Michigan ties who made her verbal prior to her junior year to play college volleyball at a Power 4 school. We'll also hear from another athlete who will continue on playing college basketball in the state of Michigan. And she's a young lady who credits her three-sport background in helping her get that scholarship opportunity. But we're going to start with college basketball tonight. And for all the Go Green, Go White listeners, transfer portal, name, image, likeness, or NIL, these are all terms that we're accustomed to by now. But how it impacts college basketball in particular, from an athlete's perspective, how do you weigh financial security against playing for a school or playing in a system that fits you? And I think every athlete has to make his or her own decision about why they play or what it is that drives them at this point in their lives. Michigan State's coming off an Elite Eight run under Tom Izzo last season. Nearly got to the Final Four, but ran into Bruce Pearl's Auburn Tigers. But they were led by Jeremy Fears Jr. He started all 36 games last year, averaged just north of 7 points, 5 assists in his first full season with the Spartans. Now, I think Jeremy's going to be called upon more this season to score a little bit more this season, in addition to, distributing the basketball and running the offense. But he worked this offseason with NBA player Mike Miller, who helped him a lot with his shot. He's a really good player, and obviously a lot of the hopes of the Spartans, are resting on Jeremy Fears Jr.'s shoulders. Matt O'Brien's a Sportscaster.com contributor, and you can find him on social media platforms through his handle, Boston Buckets. This is his commentary on Fears' decision to remain with the Spartans despite offers to go elsewhere.
The transfer portal has taken over all college sports, but also very heavily in college basketball. With NIL being introduced recently, players have been seeing massive amounts of money flow to them to transfer to different schools. And that was also the case for the Michigan Spartans to their guard, Jeremy Fears Jr. Fears was offered a massive NIL deal of $4.5 million. And this came from no other school but Michigan itself. I mean, talk about a rivalry, Michigan State versus Michigan. Imagine if they were able to really steal this guy. But that wasn't the case. Fears remained loyal to the Spartans, and he's staying for another year. Now, Fears did already secure $2.1 million in NIL, but turning down $4.5 million is a huge ask. So, why did he do it? Well, Fears did just finish his freshman season. He redshirted his first year, so this would have technically been his second year, but this season he had some pretty decent numbers. In around 23 minutes a game, he averaged 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 assists with a steal on the side. And while these are pretty decent numbers, they're nothing insane. So he definitely wasn't going pro off of this one season. So it does make sense why he would return for another year of college basketball. And for the Michigan State Spartans, Fears is absolutely their future. They are expecting to build their team around this guy in the coming years, and they want him to stick around. And Fears shared a similar mindset, stating, "I am a Spartan, period. I came here to win, build something with my brothers, and to finish what we started." Fears said money's great, but it's legacy, loyalty, and respect that will last a lot longer. It did come out that $4.5 million NIL offer from Michigan was more than just straight money. It also featured multi-brand partnerships, media appearances, and a profit-sharing deal with an athletic brand. But this move from Fears isn't only significant for his time at Michigan State, it's significant for its future. Younger recruits are going to look at this move as, why did he turn down so much money to stay here? It's going to attract eyes. Younger players are going to think that Michigan State is a good place to be. And luckily for Fears, his move to stay is not going to be financially devastating to him. He's already signed other NIL deals, one being with the Chicago White Sox. But at the end of the day, this is a huge thing for Michigan State because now they've got a guy that they believe in that they want to build their team around. And while Fears staying is definitely going to be a huge selling point for incoming recruits, it's not only his presence that makes the Spartans an attractive location. They're coming off a run in the March Madness tournament where they were a 2 seed that made it all the way to the Elite Eight, in which they barely lost to the 1-seeded Auburn by 6 points. Auburn themselves would go on to lose the next round by 6 points, so it really shows you how close Michigan State was to making it to the national championship. The team that defeated Auburn was Florida, and they only won the national championship by 2 points. Michigan State really had a chance here. So it really does show you why Fears chose to stick around. He's at a winning program that made it farther than the team that offered him more money. And it's definitely going to be a huge selling point for the Spartans to have Fears alongside an already winning roster.
So interesting commentary from sportscasters Matt O'Brien. Legacy, loyalty, and respect being the driving force behind Jeremy Fears Jr. to remain in East Lansing. It's something I thought about quite a bit. It's how college athletes are faced with these types of offers and life-altering decisions, in your early 20s and in some cases in your teens, which isn't something that a lot of us can relate to. But, for him or for any of us, a lot of us end up chasing, the almighty dollar and you do what's best for him from a monetary or financial aspect. But what is the best place for you to be in life, and kind of push all that other stuff aside and say, this is where I want to be. This is my team. These are my teammates. This is my university. This is my school. This is where I need to be. And maybe let that other stuff and not let, the financial aspect be the driving force behind it. It's just interesting because obviously, in professional athletics, you pretty much take the best offer. When you get to free agency, more often than not, you see athletes take the best financial opportunity to set themselves and their families up for the long term. And now we're seeing college athletes faced with that same type of decision-making with name, image, likeness, and the transfer portal and all that comes with that. So interesting commentary there from Matt O'Brien. But I know a lot of Spartans fans who are listening tonight are happy that Jeremy Fears Jr. will be back in the green and white this season. When we come back, we're going to hear from a prep volleyball standout who's entering her junior year in high school, but she's already made a verbal commitment to play volleyball in the ACC at Wake Forest. She's a talented athlete. You'll hear her story next here on Open Mic.